This is a review on mathematics focusing on fraction and decimal. In this video, we will first start with fraction, then we will cover decimal a little later. Fraction usually contains two parts, the upper number and the lower number, or the numerator and the denominator, or the dividend divided by the divisor. Fraction can be positive number like 1 over 4, negative number like negative 3 over 5, larger than 1 like 11 over 8, or a mixed number like 2 and 1 over 10. In order to add or subtract fractions, they must share a common lower number. For example, 1 over 4 plus 3 over 5. To quickly convert the lower numbers to the same number, I sometimes just multiply them, and in this case, 4 times 5 will give us 20, and then I cross multiply to get the upper numbers. 5 times 1 will give us 5, 4 times 3 will give us 12. Now we can add them up, and we're gonna get 17 over 20, and that is the answer here. Now let's try subtraction. Here we have 5 over 7 minus 2 over 5. Again, to quickly convert the lower numbers to the same number, I sometimes multiply them, and in this case, 7 times 5 will give us 35. And then I cross multiply to get upper numbers. 5 times 5 will give us 25. 7 times 2 will give us 14. Now we can subtract, and we're gonna get 11 over 35, and that is the answer here. Now let's try multiplication. When multiplying fractions, if possible, try to cancel out some of the common factors between the upper numbers and the lower numbers. That will help simplify the process quite a bit. And after that, we can multiply all the upper numbers together, and then multiply all the lower numbers together too. Let's try a little practice here. 28 over 9 times 6 over 35 times 25 over 12. First, we will try to cancel out some common factors. 28 and 35 share a common factor 7. So here we will get 4, and here we will get 5. 9 and 6 share a common factor 3. So we will get 3, and we will get 2. 4 and 12 share a common factor 4. So here we will get 1, we will get 3. And 5 and 25 share a common factor 5. So here we will get 1, and we will get 5. Now we can multiply all the upper numbers together, and it will be 10. And multiply all the lower numbers together too, and we will get 9. So 10 over 9 is the answer here. Now let's try division. When dividing with fractions, we can change from divide to multiply and flip the fraction to its reciprocal. Then we can follow the same step we used in the multiplication. Let's try 21 over 32 divided by 7 over 24. That will be the same as 21 over 32 multiplies 24 over 7. We can simplify this first by cancelling out some common factors. 21 divided by 7 will be 3. 7 divided by 7 will be 1. 32 divided by 8 will be 4. 24 divided by 8 will be 3. Now we can multiply all the upper numbers together, and that will be 9. And all the lower numbers together, and that will be 4. So 9 over 4 is the answer here. Now let's try taking a look at decimal. Decimal number usually contains a decimal point. For example, 5317.8642. The left part is called the whole number part, and the right part is called the decimal part. Each position in a decimal number has its own unique name. Let's take a look first at the whole number part. The number 7 is in ones or units position or ones digit. The number 1 is in tens position or tens digit. The number 3 is in hundreds position or hundreds digit. The number 5 is in thousands position or thousands digit. Now let's take a look at the decimal part. The number 8 is in the tens position or tens digit. The number 6 is in hundreds position or hundreds digit. The number 4 is in thousands position or thousands digit. And the number 2 is in 10,000s position or 10,000s digit. Now let's try adding or subtracting decimal numbers. The key is to line up these decimal numbers by their decimal points. For example, 21.32 plus 173.5 plus 4.827. We can line up these numbers, and here we go. 21.32 plus 173.5 plus 4.827. We can then fill this up with zeros to make it look easier. And now we can add them up. This will be 7, this will be 4, this will be 6, and this will be 9, 9, 1. So the answer here is 199.647. And to subtract, we can also line up the decimal numbers by their decimal points. Here we have 175.45 minus 4.827. We can add 0 here to make it look easier. And now we can subtract. This gonna be 4 and this gonna be 10, and this gonna give us 3. This gonna give us 2, and this gonna be 4, this gonna be 14, and this gonna give us 6. And this gonna give us 0, 7, 1. So the answer here is 170.623. Now let's try to multiply decimals. We can first ignore all the decimal points and just multiply normally like in regular numbers. We can then put a decimal point back into the result. Let's try to multiply 35.45 and 4.8. I'm gonna set it up over here. 35.45 times 4.8. First, we can ignore all the decimal points. So we will multiply 3545 and 8. And that will be 0, 6, 3, 8, 2. And now we can multiply 3545 and 4. And that will be 0, 8, 1, 4, 1. And now we can add them up. It's gonna be 0, 6, 1, 0, 7, 1. Now we have to put a decimal point back into the result. And we can see that 35.45 has 2 digits in the decimal part, and 4.8 has 1 digit in the decimal part. That means the result must have 3 digits in the decimal part, and it will be 170.160, and that is the answer. And now let's try to divide decimal numbers. The key is to convert the lower number to the whole number first, then divide normally. Let's try 175.35 divided by 34.5. We can write this down. 175.35 divided by 34.5. So we will first convert the lower number 34.5 to a whole number, and that can be done by multiply with 10. So we have to multiply 10 on the top part too, and that will be 175.3.5 over 345. And now we can divide them normally like in regular numbers. We can do long division. 1753.5 divided by 345. And here we should have 5. 5 times 345 will give us 5, 2, 7, 1. Then we can subtract. This gonna be 8, this gonna be 2. Now we can pull down 5. And since 345 is larger than 285, we're gonna get 0 over here. And now we can pull down 0. And this time we're gonna get 8. 8 times 345 will give us 0, 6, 7, 2. And now we can subtract, and that's gonna give us 90. And we can do more, but for now, this is good enough. The answer here is 5.08. This time, let's try solving this question. It combines the knowledge of fractions, decimals, and their operations. It also will help test how well we understand these mathematical concepts. We can first write down what they give us. 4 over 5 r 6 over 7, and also 5 over 6 r 8 over 9. We can try convert these fractions into decimal to make it look easier. And here we will have 0.80, and here 0.857, and for here 0.833, and also 0.889. To make this a little more clear, we can plug all these decimal numbers into the number line. For the first one, r is in between 0.80 and 0.857. And for the second one, r is in between 0.833 and 0.889. That means r must be in between 0.833 and 0.857, which is in the green area. And we can check these multiple choices to see which one give the r value within that range. So we now know that r is in between 0.833 and 0.857. For the multiple choice A, we can convert to be r is equal to 7 plus 0.5 divided by 5, and that is going to be equal to 1.5, not in the range. The next one, r is going to be equal to 2 times 2.5 minus 4.1, and that's gonna be equal to 0.9, not in the range. For the next one, r is going to be equal to 15 minus 9.9, and then divided by 6. That is going to be equal to 0.85, and that is in the range. So that should be the answer. And just in case, the next one, r is going to be equal to 8 times 0.025 plus 0.15, and that is going to be equal to 0.35, not in the range. So the answer is C. That is all for now. That should cover the key concepts of fractions and decimals. Hope this video is helpful somehow. Good luck!